Welcome back, everybody. We are back in the flesh. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons, the show that rolls a nat 20 for charisma and a critical fail for intelligence every single time. Joining me as usual is my co-host Joe, who's parallel down that way of me this week, as well as Zach from Zach and Dave Make a Podcast and the In the Neutral Zone Hockey Podcast. Dave, unfortunately, not with us for the next couple of sessions as he started a new job, but we're all very happy for him. Yeah. And as always, the Lord of our universe and the totally uninterested stepfather to our group of brigands and ne'er-do-wells, Jeremy, our world-class dungeon master.
Woo! Brigands and ne'er-do-wells.
Hercules.
As usual, before I this week get into the recap, be sure to follow us across all the internet's many platforms as we continue our quest for global dominance. The links to which can be found in the description in our YouTube and Twitch videos, as well as the bios. Also, make sure to check us out on there, as well as listen to us on SoundCloud and Spotify if you're not able to view, and join the post-game conversation on Instagram, as well as our Discord and our subreddit, our Dungeons and Dummies. With that being said, I'm going to take it away for our recap for this week. You get to listen to me ramble on just a little bit longer.
Unfortunate.
Session 5, our heroes last found themselves swarmed by bloodthirsty spiders. Though they fought valiantly and semi-creatively, the spiders swarmed Shearer, leaving him badly hurt. And though he survived, he was left permanently scarred with holes in his beak that seemed to produce some odd tunes. As the group returned to Cuervar, they began to search for Angelus's father's scroll, finally finding it, as well as a vast hoard of treasure and weapons at the bottom of a town well. A hoard they struggled most valiantly to extract for what seemed to be way too long. Now they plan to bury their dead, compose themselves, and return to the orphanage where they can properly mourn, pay Angelica for her hospitality, and arm themselves properly for the adventures ahead. Jeremy, take it away. It's all yours.
Excellent. That was perfect. Yeah, your creativity in that battle, although it may not have actually paid off with the whole
fire spitting routine.
Spitting routine. Props for trying it, because that made things at least more interesting.
I did my best to be a middle school kid in the 90s with a can of axe, and I failed miserably.
No idea who this person is. Thank you, Condo Grayskull.
Oh, it's me. No, sorry. Man.
So true, though. So before we get into the adventure, I wanted to you guys found the Horn of Silent Alarm last session, and I wanted to show you just how to equip that. So if you go to your character sheet, Alex, can you pull up yours?
I can. Give me.
Is this something we all have? Or
so
just one?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to have you all equip it, because it's really only useful at one point in time. Otherwise, I'm going to assume the last person to have used it still has it, unless you tell me otherwise. But I need everybody to have it equipped so that you know what it does. But you can see Alex is going there into equipment. He managed his equipment, and he's going to type in Horn of Silent Alarm. And that comes up, and he's going to add it. Okay? So once that's added to your inventory, then you can click on that at any time and see exactly what it does. And I'll let you catch up.
Just to inform it, for anyone who doesn't know what a Horn of Silent Alarms is, it has 4 charges. This one has 4 charges. When you use an action to blow it, one creature of your choice can hear the horn's blare, provided the creature is within 600 feet of the horn and not deafened. No other creatures hear sound coming from the horn.
Yes. Does it have a recharge on it?
It has a 1d4 per day recharge.
Yeah, okay.
I went to add item. I couldn't find that one.
I can't either.
I'll walk you guys through it just for everyone else also watching at home. So you go to this Manage Equipment button right here.
Yep.
You go to the filter. You just put Silent Alarm, whatever the easiest way for you to find whatever you're looking for is, and then just hit Add. And once you hit Add, you can exit out of that, and it'll be right there in your equipment.
Well, it's not showing up for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very odd.
Is it not a okay, let's see. Joe, can you share your screen?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what it looks like.
Share screen. I'm over here. I went to equipment. Right? So equipment right here. I went to manage equipment and then add this filter, right? And I went to silent. Nothing. I went to Horn. And there's Horn of Blasting, and then Horn of Valhalla, and that's all I have.
It may not be a default item.
Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, Alex has it equipped. He'll be the default carrier of the Horn of Silent Alarm. But basically, what it's used for is whoever's on watch. Like you guys did that night where you took turns watching, right?
Sorry to interrupt. Just so you know, for future reference, it's from Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why. I'll try to figure out how to share stuff with you guys, but we can always just homebrew it and then you can use it that way.
Okay.
So whoever's taken watch, like you, Angelus, I think you took first watch last time. You would sit with the horn. Everybody else in your party would be able to hear it. So if something were to happen, you could just blow the horn. They would wake up, but nothing else would be able to hear that sound. Right.
This is the same one where you have to say their name, correct?
Well, you only had to do that one time to kind of attune the horn to the people. It was actually the horn, if you remember the very first adventure when the ice trolls began to come out of the forest. Olkvir's father ran up and put the horn to his mouth, and you didn't hear anything. But all the druids in the town looked up and ran to his aid. So that was my attempt at foreshadowing.
It sounds a little something like
not sexy.
Not sexy
we get it, bro. You have a harmonica.
So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about before we start the adventure is the detect magic. So last episode, Bimley used detect magic, and so you can use it in a couple different ways. One is just to figure out if there's anything magical around you in a 30-foot radius. But also, if you hold something and you focus on it, you can tell what kind of magic it is. And then there's a couple different ways to identify if you find something that is magic. In order to identify it, you can use the spell called Identify, which is an obvious choice. And then you can also just sit with it through a short rest. A short rest is an hour where you're not doing anything else. A lot of times you get hit points back during a short rest. It's just something you can take to recharge yourself. But if you sit with an object through a short rest, you can figure out what it is and what it does. That takes an hour. You can cast Identify in a minute. It takes a whole minute to cast. But what's interesting is that both Identify and Detect Magic can be cast as rituals. What this means is it takes longer to cast it, but it doesn't take up a spell slot. So you don't have to spend that. You only have 2 first-level spell slots there, Zach. So if you want to like detect magic, or you want to do Identify, or even floating disc or find familiar, right? Any of those kind of spells, anything with that little R next to it, that means you can cast it as a ritual. And so you just take a little bit longer to cast it. But if you're not in a hurry to get somewhere, then you might as well do it as a ritual, right?
Yeah, and that's the one where he was doing the...
Yeah, well, I mean, that's Zach's interpretation of any spell with a somatic component.
Okay, fair.
Which is brilliant. I'm not knocking you, Zach. I love it.
You can knock me anytime you want.
Pop and lock.
All right. Well, with that said, let's play some D&D.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to try to be completely naked when the screen came back.
Oh, man. That would be a fast strip down.
That would have broke TOS so quick, dude. You can't even show male nipples on Twitch.
Okay.
Wow. That's
I better have tassels on.
Or duct tape.
So your characters, like Alex said, you've got a couple things to do in Cuervar, a couple things to decide. So I'm going to let you get to it.
So out of character, we got a few things to do here, right? So we've got our bag of holding that we kind of piled everything in. We can kind of maybe try to take another look through the town, see if there's anything that we might have missed that we want to take with us, anything that our family or might have survived our families or the town that we can take with us to remember them by. Also, maybe a good idea to actually bury our parents. I know we
did that,
started
right?
to.
Mine was done.
Yours was done, but then we
You
also
started to, but I interrupted you.
we dragged all the bodies over, and now we just kind of have sort of a makeshift grave and then a ditch.
Dave did not. Malmis did not drag his. He hasn't found his parents' bodies yet. He's been avoiding it.
Okay.
Well, I gotta tell you, boys, I'm a wee bit hungover this morning. So the only way to cure that is by drinking more ale.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's a good idea?
I'm not sure any of my ideas are good ideas, but sometimes you just have to go balls to the walls.
All right.
I would definitely love to bury my parents. I've rummaged everything I possibly can from them. I'm gonna miss them dearly, but I'm tired of seeing their faces.
Yeah, their faces are actually starting to rot a little bit, and their eyes are black and squishy. Yeah, it's getting gross.
Bimbly, do you need help?
No, I don't actually. If anything, I'm just going to. But that's going to take up a spell slot. Oh, it's a cantrip. Never mind. Yep. Bimbly's going to use Mold Earth and move some earth around, push his parents in, and then cover him back up.
Okay, I like that Bimbly's Mold Earth sounds like dubstep. That's cool.
There we go.
So, Bimley, you push your parents in, you mold the earth back on top of them, as you've seen done so many times throughout your life here in Cuervar. When you do this at the roots of the mother tree, and you see two new branches, little vines that come out of one of the many limbs of the mother tree. And these two vines are right next to each other. They grow out. They quickly grow from a tender shoot to a twig. Bark forms on both of them as tiny leaves unfurl from either side. The leaves open and turn to face the sun, soaking up its light.
Bimbly then walks up to the mother tree, gives it a kiss, and says, "God bless you."
Beautiful.
Bimbly, do you mind helping me bury my father?
See, the thing about that is I'm a little hungover.
Angela snatches his beer and holds it away from him.
You better get that back to me. You better not hold my ale as a hostage.
Help me out.
Fine.
Here you go.
Fine.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Shearer pulls out his where is it? I'm sorry, I want to make sure I had it. Shearer pulls out his disguise kit from his bag of holding and unfurls two outfits from it and uses them as sort of a makeshift funeral tarp to put around his parents, and then adorns a little cooking utensil on each one of their chests, a fork for his mom and a spoon for his dad, and motions to Bimbly and goes, "Earth, please."
Listen, boys. This magic doesn't come for free. It's not cheap, okay? All right. Everybody, stand back. Mold Earth. All right. Toss them in.
So, Angelus, as you lower your father's body down into the hole that Bimbly has made, Bimbly moves the earth back on top of it, and the ghost appears again, and it reaches out and it puts its hands on either side of Angelus's head, and it just leans and kisses his forehead, and then it falls back, and it just like slowly falls backwards right onto the earth you've just molded, and then sinks down into it. And then as it does, that new branch forms and new leaves come out and blossom.
Shearer approaches Angelus and taps him on the shoulder and whispers quietly, "God bless you."
Thank you.
While Shearer is placing his parents in the earth, Sheer gets down into like the earth to like do his final things or whatever.
Yes, I would have to.
And Bimbly, messing around with Sheer, closes mold earth on him.
Sure.
Angela sprints over to try to dig him out. Immediately shocked by what he did. Nope, just immediately goes and starts digging.
Sure, give me a Constitution save.
That's an 18.
Okay, you can tell this is happening, and it's covering. You're covered in dirt. You're under the earth, and you hold your breath quickly. Fortunately, you don't get any earth in your lungs.
Bimbly lets out a deafening laugh. Stupid bird. Fine. Mold earth. I open it back up.
Shearer steps out of the crevice and covers one of his blowholes to leave the others exposed, and snot rockets the dirt out of his bill.
What does it sound like? Oh, I thought you were going to do it with a harmonic.
Really?
I take a piece of my tonic and I lick it and I start cleaning his face.
Thank you. Shearer, obviously enraged by both the insult to him and to his parents, produces his rapier and casts a vicious mockery on Bimbly.
Okay, vicious mocker. Bimbly, you have to make a save, right? A wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
What's the DC on that, Alex?
12.
Okay.
All right, boys, here we go. Hold on, let me get that out of the way. Wisdom save. Get out of here, bruh.
22.
Shearer's point was made.
Yes.
Bimbly, feeling bad for what he's done, pulls Sheer in real close to him and says, "Listen, buddy, I'm sorry. God bless you."
Shearer closes up his bag of holding and starts to walk back towards the well.
All right, boys, what's next?
Well, who do we have left? Is it Malmis?
Yeah, I think so. I think Malmis needs to go find his parents.
Yeah, let's help him.
Okay. So Malmis seems to be kind of reluctant to do this. Like he's been dark and brooding for the past couple of weeks, or a week, I guess. It's been about a week since your parents died. But yeah, he seems reluctant to do it. But you managed to persuade him to go back to the brewery and to find his mom in the wreckage there, and then I think his dad was in town too, right? So if so, you would find his father as well. And he does not look well when he sees the corpses of his parents. You can tell that it really upsets him.
Yeah, Angelus puts his arm around Malmis a couple times, but he shrugs it off. And Angelus finally kind of just stops bothering him and walks away.
Yeah.
So hey, boys, we should probably leave him alone in his thoughts. What do you think?
I agree.
Shearer just nods his head in agreement.
Okay. Should we go back to our homes and maybe see if we can find anything useful?
I'm all right with that.
Okay.
Actually, give me a perception. No, give me an investigation check while you're looking for Malmis's mom, because you are in the brewery.
Shearer rolled a 14.
Bimbly rolled a 5.
I rolled an 18.
So as everybody's like scouring through the ashes and the debris of the what was once the brewery, Angelus actually finds a metal box, a lock box with some sort of complex looking mechanism on it.
So I'm checking it out. Angelus is looking at kind of every corner of it. Doesn't really know what to do. Bimbly, Sheer, do you guys know anything about this? Like, I don't know how to open this.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of deep in my own thoughts. What were you talking about?
It's this box. I just found it, so I don't know. I was gonna bring it over to Malmis, but I don't want to bother him anymore.
Shearer grabs the box from Angelus's hand. Do you want me to roll investigation to see if he knows anything about it?
Yeah.
That'll be a 4.
Really
so Shearer looks at this thing, and he's seen things like this before come through his parents' shop, the Beacon Bauble, and he's sure that this is some sort of a puzzle box.
Kind of really forcing my hand here, boys. You're really using me today. All right. Let's Bimbly would like to use identify on the box.
Okay. So it's a ritual, so it's going to take him like 10 minutes to cast it. And then he finishes this ritual, and the box is not magical at all. There's nothing to identify. Only works to basically tell what a magic item does. And this box is non-magical.
Angelus looks. Yeah,
I have no idea.
Let me take a look again. So Angelus looks closely. What does he observe on the box?
Give me an investigation check.
Five.
Angelus concurs with Shearer's assessment of this box that it's clearly a puzzle box. And you're both probably, you're almost 100% certain that the opening on the front of it in the middle that looks like a key would go in has nothing at all to do with how you solve the puzzle.
All right. Well,
should we take this to Malmis?
No, I can. I guess let me investigate it. Hand it back to me.
Yeah.
I'll throw an investigation check at it.
Okay.
14.
Yeah, it's a lock box. It probably holds like the money from the brewery, and you would just put the key in the front and turn it to open it.
Shearer, frustrated with this lack of progress, snatches the box from Bimble's hand and tosses it into his bag of holding.
All right.
Okay. There's that.
That.
So that's all you find in the what was it called? Kurat's ales and something or other. Anyways, the brewery.
Kurat's ales and spirits.
There you go.
Should we go together, and should we just kind of go one by one to each of our?
Sure. Yeah,
homes?
Do that.
Yeah, it'd be safer that way.
Yeah.
So where's the next closest?
Just to clarify, we're all sticking together, or we're splitting up?
Yeah, we'll stick together.
Okay.
We can go over to my
kind of
parents'
leaving
house.
Malmis to like do his thing with his parents and mourn,
Yeah.
and then you come back to him. Okay, so we'll say first would be probably Bimley's house.
Okay.
Hey boys, let me show you my room. I got a big old poster of a hot dwarven lady.
Shearer marvels at what used to be the wall and what is obviously Bibley's ignorance to the fire that engulfed this building.
Look at it. It's nice. It would have been there and cool.
There's not a trace of Bimley's poster.
It's in my mind, boys.
Yeah.
Do you want me to run a investigation check?
Give me an investigation check here.
22.
Ooh. Yeah, Bimley finds some of his favorite items from his childhood, things that wouldn't have burnt. Anything that's like metal that might have survived a fire. I'm going to say Bimley could have that as a keepsake.
Nice.
So I'll let you figure out what you want that to be.
Were there any crusty old robes and or sashes?
No, anything like that would have burnt in the fire. But with a 22, Bimley does find a what was once a drawer in a unit, a piece of furniture that burnt down. But like moving the stuff on top, he can find that there's some coins in there. Bimley gets himself 30 gold coins.
Yes.
Damn, your family was stacking.
Yeah, that's his father's life savings right there.
Yeah, bruh. we make it rain over here.
Throw those. You're gonna make it hail.
Yeah, I'll knock somebody out with this.
Shearer's house would be the next closest.
I just want to mention, as we're traveling, Angelus keeps looking back where Malmis is, whether he can see him or not, in concern, but continues journeying with his friends.
Yeah, actually, since the whole town's been pretty much leveled by this fire, you can see most of the time. You can see Malmis and keep an eye on him.
So we get to Shearer's.
Yeah. So, Shira, is there anything specific that you're looking for in your home? It's also just toast.
Yeah, we out of character. We've been through these houses before, and I think I've already tried to pick through. But I'm gonna go over to where our family's bedrooms were, respectively, and see if I can do it. I know I've pretty much picked the store part of the house clean as much as I could.
Yeah.
So see if maybe there's any keepsakes or anything like that laying around.
Okay.
And
Meanwhile,
that'll be-
Angelus, to lighten the mood, tries to pickpocket Bimbly of his 30 gold.
Don't you dare! Leave me be.
My investigation check was a 15.
I want to roll for it.
Okay, you can roll for that. It'll be against Bimley's passive perception.
Am I doing stealth?
It
It would be sleight of hand, I think.
would be sleight of hand, yeah. So
I roll a 6.
yeah, Bimley, you totally notice Malmis trying to reach into your pocket.
I'm just kidding.
I smack his hand. He said no.
Okay, I was just joking.
Sure, you can find some of your family's. Actually, you find a lockbox as well, but this one isn't metal. It's a stone lockbox, and it's clearly like shaped stone, like magically shaped stone. The hinges and everything are built into it. It's pretty cool, and this is where your parents would keep like the money that they made from the beacon bauble.
Shearer, after inspecting it, brings it over to Bimbly and just motions for him to maybe open the box.
My guy, you guys are asking me way too many things today. Didn't you hear me when I said that I'm hung over? What, out of character, what would I use to try and open
Mold Earth.
Oh, mold earth. All right. So Bimbly does mold earth on this magically stone thing.
So Bimley goes through this whole motion, but he knows that mold earth only works on like loose dirt. It wouldn't work on rock. You can't use it on like a stone building to open up the side of the building. It only works on loose dirt.
Sorry, Squeaky. It's not going to work.
Shearer, frustrated by this development, throws yet another box into his bag of holding that I'm sure is already getting very full.
Yeah, this bag of holding is holding way more than most bags of holding can hold. So, Angelus, your house would be sort of on the outskirts of town because your father was a Rothe rancher, so he would have lived down there sort of by where the forest ended. So you head down that way and get to your house.
I just want to mention, because Bimbly's hungover, I put him on my shoulders. I want him to be comfortable, and I just kind of walk slowly over to my house.
And I lean down and kiss his forehead from upside down. God bless you.
And I reach up and I grab his hair like this, do a little scrunchy. Like that. Look up there.
I kick my leg like I'm a dog getting scratched.
Yeah, he spurs me.
You run faster.
And I run faster, yeah. I misinterpret all of that. So when I get there, Angelus does look around, and he's actually looking for any surviving Rothe, just to see, because he's been taking care of them for so long.
Yeah.
So he just kind of wants to make sure that they're okay. As he's looking around, he's not sure if he sees any.
Yeah. The Angelus finds the Rothe pen out there. It's been like 7 or 8 days. I guess 7 or 8 days. So some of the Rothe have died because, they're used to you taking them out into the field and bringing them back at night. But some of the stronger Rothe that you knew now look really emaciated. You can see their ribs showing through on the underside of their fur. But they're still there. They're like super happy to see you. They run up to you like they would if you were getting ready to take them out to pasture.
Okay. Angelus checks kind of their water trough to see if there's any water.
Yeah, it's really low and the water's filthy.
So
there's a lot of ash and stuff in
he
it.
he tries to clean it out as much as he can, and then he casts create water in it. So I'm going to cast that.
They come over and start drinking immediately.
And then I turn around to Bimbly and Shearer and just say, "Guys, do you have anything to spare for them? Just food, anything? Is there anything that you can
Shearer
help
pulls
with?"
out 2 of his 4 remaining days of rations and hands them over to Angelus.
Okay, so obviously, I thank Shearer endlessly, and I put that food down, knowing that these are, obviously I love these animals, and potentially we could ride these back to the orphanage if we need to.
Let me check my beard.
As you're doing that, it's sprinkling down because you're still on my shoulders.
Oh, here you go. Here's a quarter.
I just kind of, so I put that in the pile. I just let them eat. And then I kind of pet their manes, and then I go back to the house to kind of continue searching.
Okay. You could, you know that you could let them out. There's a gate, right? And you know how to open the gate. So you could let them out like you were taking them out to pasture, and you could even, bring them back to Silvery Moon and sell them, honestly.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna let them eat these rations first, so that we can so I can keep an eye on them when I do open them up to the pasture. But let's check the house.
Yeah, give me an investigation check on your house.
You got it. I got a 16.
Okay, so Angelus, it's kind of the same story. Anything that was burnable, flammable, would have burnt in the fire, but anything that's metal would have survived. And he actually finds his father's holy symbol there in one of the rooms. It's that metal gauntlet with the eye in the middle of the gauntlet.
Now, did he wear this around his neck? How did he?
Yeah, he would have worn it around his neck. He didn't wear it all the time anymore. As a Rothe rancher, he rarely wore his armor. He was only wearing it that day because it was a ceremonial thing.
Okay.
But
Angelus puts it on just because he feels like it's
whoa, watch it, buddy.
Respect.
You're almost touching. You're almost touching me down in my nether regions.
Can you tie this for me then?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Bindley goes ahead and ties it for him.
Okay. I take him off my shoulders and, hey, how does it look? Does it straight?
It looks fabulous.
Thanks. So there's nothing else we find, correct?
Yeah, Angelus finds, we'll say 15 gold.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can put that?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'll hold that for you.
I totally trust him. I hand it to him. I hand the gold to Bimbly.
Alex, can you share your screen and show where you can add your money?
Absolutely, I can.
Oh yeah.
So,
because I do have some.
You have 45 gold now.
You are going to want to go down to equipment, currency. You just click on the little icon for your currency, and then just add however much you're adding, and then hit add, and you're done.
Where's the currency? What was you went to equipment?
You go to manage equipment, and you'll see how much money you have.
I see it
right there. Just
did you already add that gold to me, by the way? That 15?
No.
Because I have 15.
Yeah.
That's your starting with.
That's your starting gold.
Yeah, I got 10. So I'm adding 45 to mine right now.
Yeah, he's holding mine.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Nice. I'm rich.
Mm-hmm.
And also, just so that you understand how the currency works, a gold is like $1. Okay, so a platinum is like $10. So 10 golds makes a platinum, and then a silver is like a dime. So 10 silvers makes a gold. A copper is a penny, so 10 coppers makes a silver.
And an electrum is a
just
Bitcoin.
ignore it. It's stupid.
It's a Bitcoin.
Nobody uses electrum. It's a Bitcoin.
Just like nobody buys electronium.
So yeah, you do that, and Angelus has his father's holy symbol and his father's armor and his father's gold in Bimley's purse.
And Shearer's got a sack.
Yes.
So I kiss the symbol, and I ask the guys, should we check on Malmis, or should we just leave him be?
Yeah, because we're pretty much done here, right, boys?
Yeah, I feel good. Let's check on the Rothe. If you want to check on Malmis, I'm just going to let him out. Let him eat a little bit more. If you guys just want to come back to me once you're done.
All right, so Sheer and Bimley walk on over to where Malmis is at.
Okay. So you can, as you approach, Malmis looks up and kind of like wipes his face off, and he's like, "What's up?"
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm fine. Can we just?
Sure.
Yeah, can we bury my parents?
Yeah, bud. Yeah. Bimbley molds earth. Do you want us to help you put him in there?
Sure, I guess.
All right, so pick him up, toss him in. Is there anything you would like to say before I close it up?
You can see that he's like, his eyes are just welling up with tears. And so he just kind of shrugs it off like, no, he doesn't want to say anything. But you're not sure that if he tried to, that he would even be able to.
I got you, buddy. So Bimbley molds the earth back.
Okay. And when he does, those 2 more branches grow and their red leaves unfurl and turn to face the sun.
After some time goes by, Angelus comes walking up with 4 Rothe, the only one surviving. He's not riding any of them because they're very emaciated, but they seem full. He has saddles, whatever is left over that was kind of just laying around. Wasn't on all 4, and just kind of comes up. You guys doing okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah. We buried Malmis's parents.
Malmis, you okay? All
He
right.
shrugs and nods. Yep.
All right. One of the Rothe goes up and nuzzles him a little bit and starts messing with him.
He acts like he doesn't like it, but he doesn't actually step away.
So Angelus pulls him away, pulls the Rothe away to leave him be, kind of walks a few steps away.
Sheer guides Malmis back towards the cart that they rode in on, and kind of pats the heavy imprint of Bimbley's rear end, and offers him a seat on the cart.
Okay.
Yeah, you read my mind.
Yeah, Malmis takes it, and as he lays there, kind of staring absently at just whatever's out the side, you see him just messing, like stroking his horn, almost like Bimbley would stroke his beard, just messing with the thing.
Does it feel good when you stroke your horn, Malmis?
Oh, he immediately stops, like he wasn't really thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, dude, leave him alone, man.
I mean, if I had horns, I'd stroke them.
I know, but you're drunk, so stroke any horn.
This is true.
Leave him alone. Come on, let's go, guys.
Out of character, we don't have a whole lot left to do. I mean, we've been through pretty much everything, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys want to start heading back towards Quervar, or
No, we have to head back to Silvery Moon.
Silver Moon, rather? Yeah, sorry. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. We can head back now. I mean, there's nothing left for us to do here.
I will say that there's, probably 50 or so other corpses that are still intact enough to be buried. They may not be people you knew. Olkvir's father and mother are still there rotting above the ground. And then a bunch of the druids and, the townsfolk and whatever. So we don't have to RP it all out, but I just want to bring that to your attention.
Yeah,
we should definitely do that.
Yeah, so we don't need to RP it, but we put them all into a pile. Bimbley molds earth and then fills it over top of them after we say something nice. And
but before all that, do we look to see if they have anything valuable? Is there anything like that, or is that not worth?
That's
the time?
probably a good call. I mean, we can give them a pat down each they're obviously going to be scattered all over the town.
I mean, the initial idea is to grab something that symbolizes them for their graves. But if we find anything valuable, that's kind of my approach.
Yeah, I agree. Again, this is also probably going to take us hours, being that there's bodies all over town, right? So if
Yeah.
we're going to gather them all for like a mass grave, it's going to take us time to do this anyway. So it makes sense that we can go through and check each one individually if we're going to be using that time anyway.
Should we just run like an investigation check so that
I'm just going to go ahead and say that you get an average of you find what's on each person, you think, without being like weird and digging in hidden pockets and stuff.
Super respectful. Yep.
But you get about 100 gold out of it. Everybody was ready for the town was prepared for this festival that was about to happen. So people were carrying their money on them, and they were intending to spend it before they were brutally slaughtered.
Should we split this equally?
Do you guys want me to hold on to this currency?
I mean, you can. I don't care. But
Shearer takes his portion of what would be a quarter, and
25.
puts it into his bag of holding. That at this point is starting to look kind of like a sheep's brain, just lumping all over the place.
I can hold on to your gold if you want, Angelus. Malmis, do you want me to hold on to your gold as well? All right.
He shrugs. He doesn't respond.
all right. Yeah, that's fine. As long as I can get it, like, if I need it. We might need to use some of that to, like, if we run out of food for the road, we should probably. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and hang on.
Shearer snatches Malmis's share of the gold and walks it over to Malmis in the back of the cart, kind of just reins it into his lap, and rejoins the rest of the group.
Malmis doesn't even respond to it. Like, the gold bounces off of him and just lands in the wagon next to him.
That's fine. We're used to him acting like this.
All right. Angelus goes over, cleans it up, puts it in just kind of a makeshift cloth, and puts it beside him just to be respectful, and walks away.
All right, so I'll hold on to ours then, Angelus.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm rich.
Okay, that's when you say that, it makes me nervous. Okay.
Don't be. I'm drunk. Remember?
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help. So how much money do you have on mine now?
I do all of my
40 gold.
I do all of my best work when I'm drunk. Don't worry.
I'm 12. That's 40 gold. This is the most money I've ever had. So take care of it. Okay. No ale.
No ale.
I don't trust that face, but we're gonna. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So should we? Is Silvery Moon? Is that what's next?
Yeah, I'm gonna say by the time you guys finish kind of performing this burial ritual for the entire town and going through all their belongings and just being respectful but taking what you could that they can't use because they're dead. About that time, it's going to be sundown, so you can start.
What does the tree look like, by the way?
It is significantly more
on and popping. Some would say.
Yeah. It's full of leaves.
It's big.
Okay.
It's thick.
It's built like a dump truck.
Okay.
So
fire truck. As we're traveling, I'm obviously going to be just kind of taking care of the road as we go.
Given that it's night, do we maybe want to camp out here one more night and then head out when we wake up?
Yeah, can we set up camp near the Rothe pins so that we don't lose them at night? Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
So Angelus brings them over, kind of make sure they have enough water, enough food. They look like they're a lot better. Closes the pin, and we set up camp.
Okay. Who's taking first watch?
Bimbly will take first watch this time.
All right.
Hey, are you sure? You're pretty hungover. I can do this one.
No, that means I just get to sleep longer later on. Like, I don't have to get woken up in the middle of the night.
Okay. I appreciate it, man.
Sound logic for all the listeners to apply to their real life.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So Bimley takes first watch. Give me a perception check.
Where's my mouse? There's my mouse.
Oh God, I forgot. Malmis has a mouse.
17. Yeah, Malmis has a mouse.
I forgot about that. Okay, 17.
It's okay. It's back at the orphanage.
Is it
17?
For all intents and purposes.
It's living in the kitchen.
Oh, God.
So
living its best life.
Yeah, just dumping in the food. Bimley, on his first watch, spends a lot of time looking at the bottom of his glass, but he does actually notice as as the sun completely sets and it gets real dark, he can see those eyes out there in the forest that Angelus told him about the night before.
I'm getting kind of scared, but also a little inquisitive. I know that they're animals. Maybe I can call one over, see what's going on with it.
Okay.
How do I call it over?
You tell me.
Bimbley, not being so subtle, yells out, "Hey, animal! Come over here!"
The eyes disappear. Angelus and Shearer and Malmis are woken up.
Don't worry.
Are you okay?
Yeah. No, yeah. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. Yeah, I saw eyes out in the forest, and I called for it to come over here. Stupid thing.
What'd they look like?
They look like eyes.
Well, I saw eyes too, but was there anything, like, can you be a little more descriptive? Were they just glowing, or?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember what they look like.
Okay, well.
They were one of those animals that their eyes reflect light. But I mean, beyond that, there wasn't enough light on the animal for you to tell what it was.
Go back to sleep. Everything's okay.
All right.
Gordon bless.
All right. The rest of Bimley's watch passes uneventfully. I'm going to assume that Bimley passes the horn of silent alarm to the next watcher.
Who wants to go next?
Shearer will do it.
Okay. Shearer.
So, I want to cast Sanctuary on him before he starts
Okay.
his
Sure.
watch, because I know I'm going to be able to rest. So you ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets that warded creature with an attack or a harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. So I'm going to cast that on Shearer.
Okay. Let me just make sure that's not a concentration spell.
Okay.
Does it have a C next to it?
No.
Okay. Then you're good.
Okay. Do I have to roll anything?
Nope.
Okay.
He's just warded.
All right.
Shearer, as he sets up for his watch, produces a candle and lights it, and just kind of holds it out in front of him, illuminating the 6 inches he can see from his face.
Okay. I would assume that you guys have a campfire going,
Yeah.
but you can light a candle too. So Shearer doesn't notice anything. He doesn't see the eyes, nothing. The forest is silent. At one point, a cold wind blows in from the north, giving Shearer the shivers, and he hears a distant tree branch crack and fall. But other than that, it's completely uneventful.
Shearer quietly, this time, shakes Angelus awake and passes him the horn.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I got this. Angelus.
Bimbley over in his sleeping rack or sleeping bag, completely butt naked, is just letting out the most deafening snores ever.
So Angelus walks out of the tent, decides to kind of walk over to the Rothe and just check on them while he's just looking for any signs of those eyes. Do they seem disturbed?
The Rothe?
Yeah.
Give me an animal handling check.
14.
No, they. You can tell that they're really grateful to see you. They're comforted by your presence. They've not had any kind of interaction with their keepers in a week. But they don't seem disturbed at all until just before the sun comes up. You can see that it's the sky is starting to lighten. There's a distant howl. You hear this way off in the distance in the north. You hear a whole bunch of them just joining in for about 30 seconds. And then it's silent again. But during that 30 seconds, the Rothe are very nervous.
Okay. So Angela spends a lot of time kind of calming them, just keeping them from kind of bucking and whatnot, just kind of calms them down. And once the sound goes away, they seem to relax.
Yeah.
So once I feel a little bit better, I look into the tent to just check on the guys, see if they were woken up by that sound.
They were not. Bimley snores so loud that, and apparently Shearer too. You got Bimley and Shearer with his harmonica,
with the occasional.
Right? Yeah, it's a miracle you can hear anything. Like, how did you even hear those wolves?
So Angelus takes the front of the tent and kind of goes like this to kind of air it out. It smells horrible.
Yes,
it's like hot air. It's just hot, beefy air.
Yeah,
Bimbley was hot boxing the tent, bro.
Yeah. So I leave one flap open because it is hot in there. I want some air to come in, but I go back to my watch, and I plan on waking them up probably in the next hour or two since the sun's coming up.
Sure. So yeah, the rest of your watch passes uneventfully. One thing that you do all notice is that as you are woken, as you wake up, you realize that you had the most restful sleep you've had in a really long time. Well, since your parents died. And it's the first night that you have not had absolutely horrible nightmares.
Oh, I feel amazing. Oh, I'm not hungover anymore. This is awesome.
I feel good too.
Why does it smell
sure,
so
sure.
bad?
How do you feel?
Shearer lets out a long, drawn-out backstretch and begins to pack up his belongings to load into the cart.
Okay.
Hey, Malmis, how did you sleep, man?
It's fine.
All right. Do you guys want to head out?
Let's eat some breakfast.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we have any food left? I know you guys gave a lot of it to the Rothe. Do we have breakfast? Or do we have to go get some?
I'd rather. I mean, we're rich, dude. We should stop at somewhere along the way and get breakfast.
I mean, this whole town is burned down, so I don't know where we're gonna get breakfast.
There might be something on the road.
You've been on this road twice now, right? Down to Silvery Moon and back up, and there's not a lot there. It's pretty much a whole day travel just to a crossroads, and then you camp at the crossroads, and there's nothing there. But you do have some rations that you brought with you for the trip, so it's not tasty.
The best thing we probably could do, though, boys, let's slaughter one of those Rothe and make Rothe sausages.
How about you go eat one of the dead ones over in the field, and I'll have one of these rations. How's that sound?
All right, I'll have a ration.
Okay. Sounds good.
Shearer pokes into the conversation and goes, eat Bimbley, maybe?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to disappoint you, brother, but I taste like crap.
No, too much gristle.
Do you smell the stuff that comes out of me?
Shearer motions to Angelus like this and goes, Bimbley.
Hey, my mother said I'm not fat. I'm just big boned.
Fat and stupid.
I'm going to disagree with you. I finished in the top 1% of my class of 3 for intelligence. Okay, thanks.
Stupid and wire.
I may have made that up. All right, boys, let's pack up and let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Right.
Let's go. I feel good.
So you pack it up. You get everything in the wagon. You start rolling out. What do you want to do with the Rothe? Because they're not like fast movers, right?
No matter how fast. Did we have a carriage, by the way? We had
you do.
We had a cart.
Yeah, and it's pulled by a horse.
I just kind of am far back, just walking with them. I'm just kind of taking care of them. Every once in a while, if they start kind of getting a little bit restless because they're big, I do ask any of the guys to come help me, just help them like graze and whatnot. That's throughout the The long journey. It's 3 days, right?
Yeah. With the Rothe, it's going to take you a little bit longer than that.
That's fine.
Just because they're slow moving beasts, and they want to stop. I mean, you're basically moving cattle, and you are used to traveling at a horse's pace. It's not the same. But you have enough food to make the journey, and if you don't push them too hard, you can do it in I'd say 5 days.
Okay. All right. So everyone seems to be in agreement because this is good currency, meat, or whatever, transportation, depending on how we look at it.
What kind of orphanage do we live in where they're fine with kids just taking off for like 6 days into the nothing?
It's a weird orphanage, but I mean, I guess she's got to pay the bills, right?
I mean, she's sending us off on missions. She's like, hey, go check on this guy that's doing heroin over here or doing meth or whatever he is.
It's the kind of orphanage that makes a more interesting story than a real orphanage.
Is there a CPS we can report her to in the Feywilds?
I'm excited the whole time. I feel like finally I'm getting an opportunity as a man, right? So all this, I feel like she's helping me grow, to be honest. My father kept me around, kept me close. He was nervous about me, so I just want to kind of build that up on Angelus. Like, this is exciting for me.
Yeah. Bumbling is also rock hard at the prospect of being useful.
Also, why I'm not putting you on my back anymore. At least till that's all calmed down.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at you guys growing up. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
You do notice on your 5-day journey that at night, occasionally you will see those eyes in the darkness. Occasionally you will hear those howls in the distance. One night there's a pretty bad storm blows in, and it rains all night. But other than that, it's a pretty easy journey. And after about 5 days, you do make it back down to Silvery Moon.
Awesome.
Hey, we're home.
Yeah.
Hey.
So the North Gate, as you know, leads directly to the market area, and that's also where you got the wagon from, right? So it's up to you. I don't know how you want to do it. At some point, you have to return the wagon.
I think we should bring that back right away. That was very kind of them to let us use this. Should we bring it back now?
Yeah. Also out of character, thanks to that bag of holding somehow not bursting. We didn't really load the carriage full of anything, so
yeah,
we don't have to divvy anything up when we bring it back.
Yeah, let's bring it back. That was very kind of them.
Okay, so you return the wagon to the outfitter, and he thanks you and asks you how your trip went.
I throw him 1 gold as a thank you.
Oh, thank you
for letting us borrow his card.
Excuse me, Mr. Man.
Yes.
Would you like to buy some Rothe?
Hey, wait. No, they're not for sale.
What are you gonna do with them?
I mean,
You're gonna tuck them into bed with you at night?
this I've only spent about less than a week with them. Like,
part of my friend, random stranger man. Hold on.
Okay.
Angelus.
What?
What are you gonna do with them?
I don't know yet. I mean, this is still kind of. This is like as important as the symbol here. Like, let's kind of figure this out.
You've grown an attachment to these Rothe, and all they care about is eating and pooping and sleeping.
Sounds like Bamboy.
You got it.
Yeah, listen to the bird. Well, I mean, can't we use them for transportation? I know they're slow, but we're not going to have that cart anymore.
Transportation to where? We're in town.
Wherever. I mean, eventually we're going to have to leave. Angelica is going to send us off, right? To do various.
Sure grabs both gentlemen by the shoulders and goes, Boys, keep Bamboy. Boys, keep Rothe. Same.
Listen, bird. I don't appreciate that because I'm actually a useful part of this organization.
Fat, stupid liar.
These Rothe are slow and they smell.
Angelus completely ignores Bimbly and just takes the Rothe towards the orphanage to see if there's somewhere he can like hold them.
Out of character, are you guys still getting her name wrong? Are you guys calling? What's her name?
It's Angelica.
Oh, okay. And I call.
Yeah, you're the only one still getting it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've completely forgotten her name, dude. Okay,
that's right. That's fine. That's your character.
Times did Dimly say her name wrong? And I was like,
that is 100%.
Angelica.
100% par for the course for your character.
Okay.
So,
Right,
so Angelus marches off to just try to find a place
Okay.
to hold these Rothe while we decide what we do with them.
just take him in the front door.
I'm not listening. That's me walking away as
Out of
You
character,
responded to what I said.
out of character, the orphanage we live in does have a courtyard. Just so you guys
Does.
know.
okay.
It does. Give me a this is where 5th edition is frustrating. I guess give me a survival check to make your way back through the town. It seems like a weird way to do it, but I don't know a better skill to use.
4.
5.
5.
Oh my gosh, we get lost.
No, I got
No,
10.
Bimley, you got a 10.
I got 10.
Okay, so you're pretty sure that you need to go one way.
Excuse me.
Angelus
Hold
agrees.
on. One second. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go through. Where is my? Hold on. Sorry. I'm trying to find my backstory, or not my backstory. My background.
Oh, like a feat or a feature or a trait?
I think I have a trait in my background specifically for this.
I think you actually do. I remember seeing that. Under features and traits.
I don't remember. So it's going to be one of two. If I rolled an urchin, I have something for this. If I rolled folk hero, I do not.
Your feature, let's see.
I rolled entertainer. Never mind. Disregard.
Somebody does though. Might actually be Malmis.
It might be Malmis if he rolled urchin.
Let's see. Thieves can't.
Just for anyone who doesn't know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Urchins. An urchin is a background you can use in 5th edition. One of the perks of having an urchin, along with having a pet mouse, which we know Malmis does, is they have an uncanny ability to navigate city streets. Essentially, it's very difficult for them to get lost in the city. They can make their way around urban environments fairly easily.
Yeah, the feature is actually called City Secrets. And so while the three of you are arguing about which way to go, Angelus and Shearer are absolutely sure it's this way. Bimley is sure it's that way. Malmis says his first words in days, and he goes, "Follow." And he just starts walking, and he goes right to the orphanage. It takes you like 30 minutes to wind your way through, but he gets there.
Nice. Attaboy, Malmis.
Nice job, man.
I knew it was this way. I was telling them that.
No, you didn't.
I could have known.
Yeah, so could I.
Yeah.
So obviously, I go right to try to find Angelica to see, or anyone that is in charge there, to find out where I can kind of park these Rothe.
Okay. So as you get to the orphanage, you open up the front door, and you step into that main entryway, which is also the dining hall, right? And you look around for Angelica. You don't see her, but what you do see is a muscular, pale humanoid with blonde hair and unearthly blue eyes. And he's sitting by the fire in the corner of the main dining hall, studying the pages of an ancient book. And the little bell rings as you come in the door. And he doesn't look up. He's just looking at this book. And a moment later, Angelica comes down from upstairs. And she has this concerned look on her face. And she says, "Welcome back, queer children.
Are you okay?
I wish I could say that I was." She motions over to the man sitting in the corner, and she says, "This is Akifon. He's an emissary of Ogma, and he has a few questions for you. So,
Angela,
where should
Angela,
Angelica,
I don't answer questions without ale.
Bimley, we don't have time for this. As you know, there's no drinking in the orphanage.
I can't even drink water.
And these questions are very important.
Oh, fine.
I understand, Bimley, that you're trying to be funny, and everyone deals with their grief in different ways, but right now, I need you to take something seriously.
Where should I put the Rothe so I can ask these questions?
Yeah, there's like big Rothe like in the doorway with us here.
Yeah, I'm kind of hanging, like holding them, but I'm like halfway inside, halfway out.
Oh. Children, you brought herd animals to the orphanage.
I told them we should have eaten them.
Sorry, I didn't know what else to do. I mean, they were starving.
No, this is fine. You did the right thing, Angelus. Master Kismet, she calls to Master Kismet, and the little one-armed gnome comes down the stairs. Can you take these Rothe around to the courtyard and find something for them to eat? So he does.
Thank you, Master Kismet.
So, children, Akifon has some questions about the raid on your town. I need you to have a seat. She motions for you to sit down at the table.
She refuses to sit and chooses to just lean on the table instead.
Okay. Malmis sits, but he doesn't seem to care. Birdie brings in some kind of cakes or something, maybe seed cakes. They don't look appetizing at all, almost like those. What are those, rice cakes? And he sets them down like you're supposed to eat them, and he gives each of you a glass of water.
Ah, yes.
So, children, what can you tell Akifon about the raid on your hometown? What details can you remember? And it's important that you be thorough.
Sheer motions of his hands, like he's got important things to say. Goes, trolls kill everyone, and then just motions of his hands that he's done.
Big guy. What's your name again?
This is Akifon.
Arthur. So this is what I remember, bud. Okay. This is what my impeccable memory is telling me. I was just completely owning at this game, right? Like I was just owning everybody. I was beating everybody at this game. And then out of nowhere, these big old ice trolls come rampaging into town and started slaying people like I was slaying people at that game. And it was absolute wild. It was wild. I may have been a bit drunk, but...
He was really drunk.
I may have been drunk, but I have impeccable memory, and that's... I have impeccable memory, and that's what was going on. Don't worry about it, Arthur. My parents let me drink, and yeah.
Yes, I mean, most of the details are in how horrifying the murders of everyone was. I mean, we fled. I don't really have a lot of details. We just went back to see kind of really what happened, but I'm sorry. I just know that it was ice trolls, and yeah, everyone's gone.
Mm-hmm. So Akifon closes his book, and he stands up, and this guy's so tall that his head almost touches the ceiling.
Whoa!
And he moves over closer to you, and he asks you in this low voice, "You went back to Cuervar recently to tend to the dead and to see what you could find to support the orphanage."
Yeah, I do have a question for you. I noticed the book that you're reading, it looked pretty difficult to read. I couldn't recognize it. Do you think you could read these scrolls? We found these scrolls in the well I was curious if you could help us with this.
Whoa. Hold on. To answer your question, yes, that is exactly what we did.
So,
Okay.
Let me.
So
I will.
I don't.
I
Out
will
of
look at
character.
the scrolls.
Out of character. I don't know if I want him to see these scrolls, man. What if he's a nefarious character? We don't know anything about him.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, but you're metagaming.
Yes, that is also true.
Yeah, I
Angelus
mean-
presents the scrolls.
yeah, I present the scrolls.
Okay, Akifon takes them, and he unrolls them, and he studies them. He studies them for a long time, looking over one and then moving it to the back and looking over another one, and then moving it to the back and looking over. And finally he rolls the scrolls up, and he says, I believe that these are 3 of what is known as the Nether Scrolls.
What's that mean?
They are an ancient artifact, something that has been hidden for many years, and something that would be sought after by dark forces if they knew that they were here.
Shearer motions of his hand for this giant brute to hand his scrolls back, or technically Angelus's scrolls, but they came out of his bag of holding, so his scrolls.
Mhm. So Akifon pretends or appears not to notice Shearer's hand out
Arthur, big man.
as he continues to look
I
at the scrolls.
slap him on the shoulder to get his attention because I want my scrolls back.
Okay.
While that's happening, Angelus kind of just interrupts and goes, what are they used for?
Some of their uses are known. Some of their uses are not known or have not been unlocked.
Is there a reason there's 3 of these? Is there anything we can do with these? Like, do they go together, or how? I don't understand.
Much of what is known of the magic weave and the uses of the weave comes from these ancient scrolls. Most of what we know about magic today is based on the power of the Nether Scrolls. And Bimley, you can tell that this is true because as Bimley looked over the scrolls, he noticed that there was a lot of just like fundamentals of magic type stuff in there. Not necessarily like a specific spell, but just how your basic cantrips work and why they can be cast over and over again, whereas a first level spell or a higher level spell can't be cast over and over again. There's a limit to it. And it all has to do with just the way what's called the weave works in this world. The weave is this unseen magical tapestry that permeates everything.
Out of character, it's like the Force, right?
Yeah, kind of like the Force.
He's telling the truth, boys. I mean, he's absolutely right that this is a very magical item. I agree with him.
Well, I mean, can we have?
Bimley, I need you to, if you need to pass gas, you can go into the laboratory.
I'm sorry, Angela. I had
Angelica.
Yes. I had some beans for breakfast. They're not sitting quite right.
I actually think that was one of the Rothe. I'll own that one. So can I have those? Can I have the scrolls back? And what do I do with these?
I am an emissary of Ogma. Do you know the god Ogma?
I only know the god Helm very well.
Give me
Gormus, my God.
Give me a religion check.
All of us?
Yeah, sure.
That's
I
a
got
14.
I got a 12.
I got 14.
Sorry about the Rothe.
You would have heard of Ogma even if you didn't know a whole lot about him. But he's basic knowledge. He's the Lord of Knowledge. He's a deity of bards, inspiration, invention, and knowledge. And his holy symbol is actually a scroll. So this guy who you can tell is clearly some sort of an angel, right, claims to be an emissary of Ogma. And so he says this as if you should understand what all of that means. I am an emissary of Ogma.
Okay.
That doesn't make. What do you mean? What do you mean?
You do.
Are you going to take Are you going to take these scrolls?
It is a good thing that you found them. What you have done well, children. If these scrolls were to fall into the wrong hands, horrible things could happen. For tens of thousands of years, wars have been waged over these scrolls, not just these three. These three are 3 pages of a chapter. There are 10 pages per complete chapter, and there are 5 known chapters of the Nether Scrolls. So these 3 by themselves may not be significant, but there are dark forces at work of which you are blissfully unaware. And if those forces were to get their hands on a collection of Nether Scrolls, there's no telling what sort of evil could be released to the world.
I mean, how can we know that you're not one of the evils that want to grab this scroll?
I like the way that you think. You should question everything. But Angelica knows me. We are kindred spirits. Angelica can tell you. And she nods her head. I am an emissary of Ogma. I will take these to the Lord of Knowledge, and we will place them in a vault where they will be secure from any sort of evil.
No. What do you think, Bimbly? I don't...
Yeah, you know what, Arthur?
Shearer shakes his head no profusely.
I'm going to have to,
Children, I'm afraid that this is not up to you at this point. Akifon can be trusted, and Akifon will take these to a place that is much safer than any orphanage. Your little lockboxes at the foot of your bed is not going to protect these.
I agree. I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Angela, we have a bag of holding that only Sheer knows how to get things out
of. Everyone knows how to get things out of a bag of holding.
You just punch out the bottom. I don't know if that's...
I didn't know how to do it. Well, never mind. I don't feel comfortable with this guy taking these scrolls. I don't.
I mean, my father's ghost brought me to this. We found them. Can we go with you?
You cannot go where I tread.
Well, I don't think these scrolls will tread with you, mister.
Angelus grabs the scrolls and starts running away.
Give me... make a dexterity attack. Just make a dex check.
7.
He just holds them up, and he is Akifon is to Angelus what Angelus is to Bimley, and you feel like somehow this is karma coming back on you for grabbing Bimley's beer and holding it up, because now Akifon just lifts these things up where you can't get them, and his wings spread out behind him, and they're huge. They're way bigger than Angelica's, and he flaps them once, and there's this great blast of air in Angelus's face, and Akifon just says, "These will go with me. You have done well. It is my belief that your father brought you to these so that you could bring them to me for safekeeping. It is all part of the plan."
Wait a minute here. Wait a minute.
Shearer pulls out his rapier while all this is happening.
Angelus
very
grabs,
presentably
dives to the rapier, dives immediately to the rapier to try to put it away.
Okay. All right. Angelica steps in between the children and Akifon, and she says, "Children, please, you must abide by the rules of the orphanage, and you are required to share with me some of the spoils that you have found. These will be some of those spoils. These will count towards that, and I will make this agreement with you. Akufon can pay for the orphanage for the next few years. He is one of our most generous benefactors. If you give him these 3 scrolls, they're clearly very important to him.
Wait a minute here. I may be drunk and I may be stupid.
Bimley,
but how did you even know that we had something like this? Like, why is he even here?
I did not. Angelus presented the scrolls.
No, but why would he be here? Just because we went to Quavar?
Because the truth is, children, Akufon and Ogma have been looking for the lost scrolls for some time. Others have tried to destroy the scrolls to protect the world from their power, and they have been unable to do so, or if they were able to do so, the scrolls reformed. These scrolls cannot be destroyed. Therefore, they must be kept in a safe place.
Give me 1 second, Angela. 1 second. Boys. What are we going to do here? Ridley keeps looking up over it. He keeps looking up over him. Give us space, please. Give us space.
Should we have Malmis try to take him back? We can have him stealth over and grab them.
You know that Malmis is not in a he doesn't care at all about any of the stuff that's going on.
We can't fight. We can't fight him.
No, hell no. I mean, heck no, dude.
Hell no.
Hell no, dude. We can't.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's no way that we can fight. We can fight him.
I mean, do we have a choice?
We risk getting kicked out of this orphanage. Where are we going to go if that happens?
I mean, we got 4 Rothe we could sell. We could figure it out.
Sure, speak your mind.
Justice.
I mean, what justice? What, you want to fight him?
Yes.
Okay, he just beat his wings once, and I had to dust myself off.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's right. I don't think this is the right call. What do we do?
I'm too drunk to taste this chicken.
All right.
give him the scrolls, whatever.
Well, okay. I sit there honestly as all this is going down, and I just start praying to the god of Helm to get a little bit of clarity.
Interesting. Okay. Do you have does Angelus have like any kind of, I don't know, spell or feature that, let's see.
I could do detect evil and good.
No. Okay. So you pray to Helm.
Okay.
And give me a religion check.
Okay.
We'll go with religion.
Come on. 14.
Okay. You feel as you pour your heart out in this prayer, you feel your father's holy symbol on your chest turn incredibly cold. It just becomes really cold. And that to you, it sends a shiver down your spine.
So I explain what just happened. The distrust starts welling in Angelus's chest. And he's kind of stunned by all this. Like, he doesn't know what to do, right? This is obviously an adversary we have no chance against. The only idea I have, I bring the guys back in.
Yes.
We can't fight this guy.
What did your prayers tell you, Angelus?
The symbol, it's freezing. Like, this is not a normal feeling. Like, I usually feel warmth from Helm. Like, this is not the right move.
We're not giving him the scroll.
But he has them, so I think we need to follow him
Yeah,
wherever
but-
he goes.
Yeah, but Angela said that we could tell him no.
Yeah. Sorry. At this, Sheer pokes Angelus to get his attention and makes wing flapping motions with his hands.
What's going on, Sheer?
Oh, I have an idea, boys.
Do you have any spells?
Hold on. Shh. I gotta summon him. Beelzebub! Bezliab! Come here.
Where are you facing when you say this?
Into like the circle, like of us. Like I just
In the
get down
middle
real
of the
low.
circle?
Yeah.
Okay. So this the room is pretty well lit, but this little black tear appears in the middle of the air and opens up, and there's obviously like depth to it in darkness, and Babeslia pokes his little head out. Yes, master. Master summons Babesliab from Babesliab's void.
Bezliab,
Yes, master.
you see the scrolls in that guy's hand? That big dude right over there?
Yes, master.
I need you to go get those and bring him back.
At that moment, Angelus casts Thaumaturgy. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy to instantaneously cause an unlocked door or window behind them to open or slam shut. I want to create a diversion.
Yeah.
Sheer begins squawking loudly and running around the room, flailing his arms around in the air.
Okay. So Babeslia flits out of this thing, and as Angelica goes over to close the window that's just suddenly popped open, and Akufon is watching this stupid thing fly around the room, Babeslia makes this desperate attempt for the scrolls, and he grabs a hold of them, and he starts flapping his little wings furiously, and you can see that he's just pulling it with all of his might. And Akufon notices and looks over and grabs Babesliab.
Oh, no.
And you just hear a pop. And Babesliab is no more. And Angelica says, as she looks up from the window she's closed, "Children, there will be no more discussion. Akufon, you are free to go. Tell Ogma we are grateful for his generosity." And Akufon ducks and walks out the door.
Oh my God.
And that, gentlemen, is where we will end today.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Bibli. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
No, here's Bimley.
I'm
you do
rattled right now.
Bimley knows that he can. Babesliab's not dead. Okay, Bimley
Okay.
knows this. You'll have to cast Find Familiar again to bring him back.
Okay.
He might be pissed.
Now, I don't know that,
But
so
he's
the
not.
feelings are
Yes.
welling, right? I
That's-
don't
that's
know how
true.
this works.
That's
I'm
absolutely
like,
true.
I am the guilt-ridden right now. I'm weeping at his feet.
Yeah.
As
it.
Andros
it.
weeps like a newborn child, I'd like to remind everyone, please follow us on all the things there on the bottom.
Yes, yeah. Check us
check
out. There's a
Check
big
out the
murder.
episode
Yeah,
while
yeah.
check out the episode after it's posted and uploaded. And I think that's all we have for tonight.
Yeah. Amazing.
Great
Wow,
game,
great
boys.
job, Jeremy.
Thanks,
Good
Jeremy.
job, everyone.
Enjoyed it.
Man,
Enjoyed it,
Bimley,
as
Shearer,
always.
you guys are amazing.
God
So
bless
good.
you, everybody.
All right, hell yeah.
God bless you and good night.